Welcome to Sports News. Algeria, Gabon or Ghana will tomorrow be chosen as the hosts of the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations finals. Original hosts Libya withdrew last year from staging the tournament following a civil war which has halted football in the North African country. The Confederation of African Football's Executive Committee will hold a vote at its annual Congress in Cairo to decide their replacement. CAF will also conduct the draw for the qualifiers, which will include the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Morocco and Tunisia. And Tunisia's Tarek Bouchamawi and Constant Omari Selemani of the Democratic Republic of Congo have been voted as new members of FIFA's Executive Committee that will represent Africa. Bouchamawi swept in with an unprecedented full house of 54 votes, while Omari got 34 to 24. Incumbent Jacques Anouma of Côte d'Ivoire, now booted out from the committee he has served for the last 8 years. The new members will serve a 2-year term, after which they'll be up for re-election, as Africa has changed its rules on how it fills its 4 places on the 25-man FIFA committee. In golf, world #1 Rory McIlroy has been paired with 5-time major winner Phil Mickelson and Ryan Moore for the first and second rounds of the Masters at Augusta National. The Masters is the one major missing from McIlroy's cabinet. His last major was the Open Championship in 2014. Former world #1 Tiger Woods has been grouped with fellow American Jimmy Walker and Welshman Jamie Donaldson. Woods, who missed the Masters last year while recovering from back surgery, will be competing for the first time in 2 months after a self-imposed absence from the PGA Tour owing to poor form. And Formula One world champion Lewis Hamilton heads to the Chinese Grand Prix, which takes place this Sunday, as the points leader, but Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel is the new danger. Hamilton says his teammates need a balanced car at Shanghai to prevent tires from deteriorating. The Mercedes driver comes to the Shanghai track with 43 points, and Vettel, driving his first season for Ferrari, is second with 40.
I've very much enjoyed for the years, and the fan base they have there seems to be growing every year, so it makes it an exceptional weekend for me. But the circuit is incredibly tough. It's a lot of right-handers, very, very tough on the front tires, so front graining is the biggest issue. So it's really, really important to try and find a good balance. It's one of the circuits that you have to put the balance to a point that you have lots of front, which suits my driving style because I like a car that's oversteery. So it's actually a circuit that really suits my attacking style that people talk about. So again, this is a circuit, as I said, that you really need to be very aggressive and very attacking. On the braking points, turn 1 is one of the crucial parts, so we can check that out on the simulator.
Well, you're never too old to compete. A Japanese 100-year-old swimmer, Miyako Nagaoka, has intensified training as she prepares to compete in the FINA World Masters Championships in Kazan, Russia in August. Nagaoka became the first Centenarian to complete a 1,500-meter freestyle heat in a Masters swimming competition in Japan at the weekend. She trains 4 times a week and takes private lessons to improve her record-breaking performance. The record is Nagaoka's 25th since she began swimming in her early 80s as part of a rehabilitation program for a knee injury. A great-grandmother in the pool, and that's it on Sports News. It's back to Amarachi with the rest of the news at 10.
Just a quick check in politics. The governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Ogun State, Mr. Boyega Isiaka, has assured residents of the state of purposeful leadership hinged on transparency and accountability if elected the state's next governor. He made the promise during a roadshow campaign rally to Adodo Ota local government area of the state as part of the last lap of his campaign.
The campaign motorcade moves from one street to the other, and the People's Democratic Party candidate, Boyega Isiaka, and his party faithfuls cheer him on.
We have Ghana experience. We have known what our people need. We are going to ensure that we address it within the limit of our resources, and also ensure that we manage the resources of the state very well to the benefit of the people of the state, both now and in the future.
Mr. Isiaka, who's confident about victory at the polls, rails out his agenda to include a purposeful leadership, respect for the rule of law, and initiate people-oriented projects.
What is going on in my mind is victory, and I begin to plan for victory and imagine victory. Of course, try to dot the I's and to dot the I's and cross the T's. But ultimately, what is going on in my mind is victory at the end of the day.
As campaigns gradually wind up, who the cap would fit amongst all contenders for the #1 seat in Ogun State would have to wait till the electorate decide on Saturday.
Meanwhile, the police in Ondo State have paraded some suspects, including cultists, armed robbers, kidnappers and sea pirates arrested by men of the command in various parts of the state. The state's police commissioner, Isaac Eke, says the gang that robbed 4 commercial banks in Owo and 7 sea pirates that have been terrorizing the residents of the riverine areas of the state are among the suspects. Weapons recovered from the suspects include 11 improvised explosive devices, 61 arms, over 12,000 rounds of ammunition, and 143 magazines.
State Police Command blocked them as they were escaping while we were chasing them at one flank. The Edo Police Command were equally blocking them. That was why one of them was arrested alive and a lot of arms recovered, in addition to the ones already recovered. With the proactive measure we took, we foresaw that if these cultists were not caged properly, they will scuttle the elections. So instead of that, we will be on them and series of arrests. You can attest to that. We have done a lot of press briefings with series of arrests. This time around, we arrested 76 of these cultists.
Well, Kenya is still executing revenge upon its enemies as the country's Air Force has destroyed 2 Al-Shabaab camps in Somalia. It's the first major military response since the Islamist group massacred students at a Kenyan university last week. Well, earlier today, residents of Garissa paraded the streets protesting against Al-Shabaab's attacks on the school, in which 148 students were killed. People were defiant of Al-Shabaab's attacks and said they will not be intimidated by the attacks, and neither the militant group. And the main news again. The presidency has cautioned politicians against making unsavory remarks, including hate speeches. The president's spokesperson, Dr. Ruben Abati, who briefed journalists at the presidential villa today, asked Nigerians to disregard any attempts by political leaders to coerce them into voting for candidates other than those of their choice. President-elect General Muhammadu Buhari has given an assurance that his party is building a culture of efficiency that will help promote national growth. And Kenyans have defied Al-Shabaab in a march across Garissa following last week's attack. That's News at 10 tonight. Thank you for watching. I am Amarachi Bani. Good night.